And we're back for part 3. Hopefully, don't put music. This is not really a sunset. It's too early for a sunset, but we're almost there. So, let's enjoy this. Let's enjoy this. Okay, let's go. Yeah. Good. Everywhere I go. Where? Okay. Uh-huh. Don't blink. Yes, you blink. Oops, what am I doing? Okay. Don't blink. Yes, you blink. Welcome to our show. Guys are doing well. I'm having a wonderful day. I don't know. Feels weird to have a horizontal video, but I have to charge the phone. First of all, there you go. There you go. It's working. That's all I needed. That's all. Don't blink, yes you blink. Welcome to the show. Guys are doing well. I'm having a wonderful day on this 30th April 2025. We are doing part 2 of why Last of Us is a masterpiece. I'm sorry about the horizontal camera. I was supposed to finish this video, and the people in the back made put music, so I came in. Then I heard them start talking. I was like, okay, well, let's charge the phone. But the phone is still at 40%, and I have about 2 hours left of stuff to do. So we're still gonna be eating, right? And we'll be talking about season 2 of Last of Us, or the second game. Now, before we start, I have to tell you guys why we're doing this video. So, as I told you guys, I love Abby. I was really afraid of my perception, right? And the first time that I played a game, so the first time I played a game was okay. See, this is how horrible we are at talking. We played Last of Us Part 1. Oops, you see? We have something to clean the screen. There you go. There you go. Much better. Not perfect, but you see, I can't charge it. There you go. I think about charging the phone also. That's why I'm reticent to move it too much. So what ended up happening was, the first time I played Last of Us Part 1, I played 4 or 5 times. I played Last of Us Part 2 2 times. One on stream and one out of the stream, which was during the pandemic. Now, at this time of the pandemic, listen, I'll be completely honest, I'll be completely fair. We're trying to run away from, not run away, but run through games like crazy. So what ended up happening was my very first game that I streamed was Pokemon, which was a 72 hours playthrough. The second game that I played was, I think it was Borderlands and Kingdom Hearts, and those were a kind of lengthy game. And I was like, dude, I'm 4 months in, and also I was working, I'm 4 or 5 months in, and I have 2 playthrough completed. Technically, that's not true. Because Kingdom Hearts was 6 games. I had a Devil May Cry series that I did, which felt like one because Devil May Cry is a short game. So I wanted more and more content and different video games, right? So Last of Us, I'm trying to run from it. But the very first time I hated the game because it was so emotional. I hated the game because it put me through so much. And the second time, it was a game of more so. I'm enjoying playing it. I haven't played in a while. Let's do this. But at the same time, it wasn't long enough because we played Last of Us One, in 2021. We played Last of Us Two in 2021. When we were playing through in 2020, right? So, but at the same time, I ran through it. In the second one, I always preferred, by far, Abby. To me, Abby is the main character, right? But everybody hated her, so I was like, why are they hating on her? And then I started listening to people and why they like Abby, right? And then what I did was I went on YouTube and I watched the whole cutscene. So the whole cutscene is about 10 hours for Last of Us 1, Last of Us 2, it's 10 to 12 hours. And I watched the whole thing. We're editing, we're doing some content in the background. It's not wasted time, it's wasted. It's wasted, I don't remember the story, but still. And I remember, and I finally realized why Abby and why Last of Us 2 is so good. People didn't like Abby, people didn't like Last of Us 2. It feels like there's an agenda of wokeism, there's trans people, you know. But at the same time, Last of Us is so much more than that. At the very core, the second game, in the very first hour, Joel gets killed. Now, there's two people. So Last of Us 2 is two people. And the greatest thing is, in Last of Us 1, it is two people. It is Joel and Ellie, and Last of Us 2, it's Ellie and Abby. The difference is, they're facing off. And it's amazing because Ellie goes on a rampage to find Abby because she killed Joel, right? And Abby, we learn why she killed Joel. The very first time you're playing, you're supposed to hate Abby for what she did. But in my mind, and again, I know I'm gonna get somebody, people are gonna be pissed. But in my mind, I was like, okay, well, Joel is dead. Let's focus on who's still alive. Again, the mentality of once this game is finished, let's move on. And to me, I had a choice between Abby and Ellie. So of course, Ellie was my very first person that I cared about. But very quickly, I didn't like Ellie a lot. Then I didn't like her at all. And then I started hating her, right? And then Abby was the complete opposite. But then, mechanically speaking, this is so important. So they both started 3 days of Seattle. So there's day one, you got Abby that's here, you got Ellie that's here. And then day 2, day 3, they meet, right? And then what exactly happened, which was fantastic, is like they're both in. Even then, when I finished Last of Us 2, I remember playing Tears of Arise. And Tears of Arise is a very lengthy and active game. So this was an in between, which was weird, right? And then at first you're supposed to hate Abby, but Abby's journey is to prove how good of a person she is. Okay? And you may not agree with what she done. So Abby, since day one, you can tell that she's a good person. So for example, right? She's working with the Wolf, and the Wolf are a group that are replacing the Firefly. So technically speaking, what ended up happening is kind of like Days Gone. People that thought that we are responsible for why the cordyceps attack. We are responsible for the infected, so we are to blame. And those people are against anything and everything that is mechanics. So they don't even use weapon, they use bow, they use dogs, and they use weapon, but there's a lot more of them, right? And they live in a very dangerous world. So right away when you meet them, Abby gets captured, and then we discover a character who is really, really, really cool. And Abby's story is taking care of those characters. So characters like this. So I'll tell you the whole story of the games. Now please understand that I only played this twice. I don't know the story by heart. But basically Ellie goes in. We're seeing a very short prologue with Ellie. And her and Joel are on not a good term because she learned what he did. Ellie is living her own life now. Joel's trying to help her out, but she's like, no, I'm my own person, go away. There's a specific scene, and you see, this second game, Ellie is a very angry person. So in the first part of the game, there's a party. So the game started the day after a party. And at the party, um, which is the very first scene here, Ellie and Dina kiss. Then somebody said, "Hey, there's kids around. Don't act like lesbians around kids, but they're lesbians." And then Joel, like, "Don't talk to her like that," and she gets mad at him. Not that the guy was a bigot, but at him. She get mad at him, right? When he was just trying to protect her, right? And then it's crazy. Abby, she goes after Joel. So Abby, the reason she goes after Joel, which is a huge spoiler, is technically speaking, the doctor. So Abby, yeah, it's complex. So Abby, father was member of the Fireflies, right? So the Fireflies, I think this is important to talk about again. The Fireflies, once again, this is where we start the video. The Fireflies, once again, are a group from the government. I thought the government were being crooked, were being corrupted. They were saying, "Hey, we don't have a lot of food." They were keeping food for the elites, right? Classic shit. The Fireflies, what they did was they were in guerrilla. And the guerrilla came in and was like, "Hey, let's take care of everything." However, the problem with the Fireflies was they believe in a broken system. They believe in finding a cure. So they put most of their people finding a cure. Oh my god, it's complex. So basically, the problem with the Fireflies is, at first they were nicer than the government, but then they realized that the government was kind of right. We don't have enough resources for everybody, right? So then, instead of putting forces or trying their best to develop, right? So here is the fantastic thing. Here is the fantastic thing. When you read The Wolf, where again the wolves are the children of the Fireflies. Fireflies didn't work, so the wolf was born. They have this stadium where they and then they have plants and everything like that, and they have dog, and they live a really good life. However, since the very first game, Tom told me what he wanted to do. He had already plans. He was already taking care of farms. He had a very sustainable living. They chose it down because there was electricity. That was a huge thing, right? And the wolf, they have like solar panels and shit like that. So it's kind of like a good thing too. So the wolf, so the Fireflies, what they did, instead of working to establish a better future, they were trying to fix the past. So what happened is they were trying to fix the infection. The wolf are more right because okay, so the wolf are more right. The wolf were more right because they're trying to fix the situation. The Fireflies was wrong because they were trying to fix the past. The wolf were trying to fix the present. However, the wolf are constantly fighting against the people I told you about. They believe that the new world shouldn't have electronics, right? We're constantly fighting with them, and they're constantly getting attacked, and it's constantly defending what we have, right? Because technically speaking, so the place that Joel has is very, 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 very far from anything else. Very far from anything else. It's recluse. It's sealed away. It's isolated. There's nothing for miles. If you know what it is, if you know where it is, you'll find it. Otherwise, you'll have to look for it, right? Versus the people in the stadium that are part of a city. So they're part of a city, and then the people that don't believe in technology are living in the city. So so they put themselves in surrounded by the enemies. So they constantly have to fend off and protect. Because hey, again, I'm gonna be honest in saying that the stadium is so good, so good. I cannot help but thinking about Walking Dead because again it's apocalyptic, but the prison was incredible. The prison was incredible. The prison super exceed Alexandria in every single way. The prison could have been the place that could have made a future, right? But for the governor, they would still be in the prison. However, the prison was overrun, so the stadium is the prison. Right? There are places that you wouldn't think are super good, but are super good. So then what happened is Abby's group gets ambushed, right? And then she gets captured by the people that don't believe. She's rescued 2 people. She wants to get back to where she is, but she wanted to help the people. So, technically speaking, is Abby realized how wrong the wolf are, and how so it's complex. Abby kind of realized. Okay, so the reason why Abby killed Joel, right? And you see, she gets beefed up, and she's becoming a war machine, right? Because at the very end of Last of Us, there is a scene where they're operating on Ellie, and then the doctor, Joel killed the doctor to save Ellie. The doctor was Abby's father. So the only reason that she kills Joel is to a cycle revenge. You kill my father, I'll kill you. And the funniest thing, the nicest thing, the one scene that is an hour in the game that should tell you, hey, Abby's not a bad person. They capture both Ellie and they capture Ellie, Tommy, and Joel. Tommy, they knock him off because he has a bad leg, and Ellie, they knocked her out. What they do is they release Tommy and Ellie, right? And Tommy's like, yo, I'm gonna avenge my father, and Ellie's like, yo, take me with you. And it's like, no, it's too dangerous. So what happened is Tommy kind of go on a suicide mission. So kind of go on getting a suicide. It's like, well, I'll take care of the people that killed my brother, and if I fail, I won't have to live with the guilt. But he wants better for Ellie. And at first, this is gonna be a very, very important part of the game. Ellie, she has everything. She has a nice place. She has a girlfriend. Okay, so it's complex. You remember when I told you guys that she had a best friend called Jessie? Well, Jessie is the ex of his girlfriend, and they have a kid. She's pregnant. So Ellie raised the kid, right? And they have this perfect life. And they achieve success. They live off. They have this own little farm, the two of them. They have this good life, and Ellie's like, no, I need to have my revenge. And at that point, Ellie is fucked up. She's missing fingers. She's fucked up, but she still want to go, right? Tommy is completely killed off. So Ellie is the only one, right? Now, the problem with Ellie is she goes into this path of vengeance, right? Especially with Abby, never go into Ellie, because Abby is a bit easier. So Abby goes in, right? And she finds two others hostages, and she protects them. Then she learned from their belief, and she learned that these people, they get fucking raped, right? Because they're women, right? And they get treated like absolute shit. These people are savages. And she's like, this is crazy. And the wolf, she realized the wolf are now a lot better. She realized the wolf depends on raiding a lot for food and shit like that. They realize the wolf are kind of wrong for what they're doing. They're not a okay, so let's put it like that. Again, I have to go with Walking Dead because there's so much more information. They're kind of like the sanctuary, right? So they're very strong, and they're kind of not necessarily bullying people, but they take what they need by force. Versus the settlement of Tommy, which is growing shit and self-sustainable. The wolf are not quite yet sustainable. They are dependent. So Abby, and the worst thing is Abby. There's this very specific scene, and that's why I love Abby. Abby, she lost her father, and she had a boyfriend called, I think his name is Ewan or something like that. And then she has this boyfriend, and his boyfriend gets another girl pregnant, right? And he still tell her, yo, I love you, and they fuck. Now, the fucking scene, people hate that scene because Abby, she's quite muscular, she looks a bit manly, so people dislike that. But it's a very important scene because he makes her believe, I still love you, I still want you, right? But it's not true. It's not true, he's just using her. And, and it's crazy because Ellie goes for Abby, but Ellie goes to kill Abby, but once again, Abby was captured. So she kills all of the friend of Abby's. Where's Abby? Right? And the most last moments of Ellie is one of the person that she killed. They end up in a field full of cordyceps, and the friend of Abby, she's like, yo, you're not gonna get out of here alive. And he's like, I'm immune, bitch. And it's super fun, but once again, it shows the character of Ellie. She's very vengeful. She goes on this whole kind of revenge. And it's nice because, again, we want her to avenge Joel. And we're gonna get into, at the very end of this video, why this is such a clever thing. But she goes into a path, she loses Jessie, she loses Dina. So Jessie gets killed, trying to help her. And Dina, she say, you either have to choose between revenge and me, right? And it's not clear for how many years Ellie has been looking for Abby. It's been years. Abby at this point is not in the wolf anymore. She lives a peaceful life. She lives a very peaceful life actually, and she even meets another group of people. That other group of people are bad news. They're like a gangster group, they're like a biker group, who are also using force to kill everything that they want. And Abby's not even part of that. She's hiding from those people. So it's super cool. And ultimately, the craziest thing about it is, there's like a time skip, and Ellie gives up most of her shit. most of her shit to get information, and she gets stuck like next to nothing. And it's kind of like purposeful because again, I think she ends up being with one weapon, and then it's to prove like how close she is to losing everything. But then, so Ellie, whole trip is vengeance. She kills people. There's a scene where she's like, it's a really badass scene. Ellie is badass in this game. She gets out of like the water, and there's a person like placing PSP, right, which is PlayStation Sony. She takes a knife and she like that and she said, "Hey, if you tell me where she is, I won't kill you." So she tells her where she is, she kills her. So this is something that Joel would do. However, Joel at the end, he's not that person anymore. He learned from the mistakes. Abby is learning from the mistakes. Now, the reason why we're doing this video is because people like Abby now, but they don't like. They don't. Okay. The people that are liking the show, they don't like Abby because of what she is. They like her because of the actress. They don't like Bella as Ellie. My opinion on Bella as Ellie is she's a great actress. She might not look like Ellie, but she pulls it off. And, you know, so the person that plays Abby looks more like Ellie than Bella does, right? And they're saying that, ooh, she should have been Ellie. You just don't like the Ellie. You just don't like, you've been trying to replace Bella for years, right? So the person that's Abby, and she's cute, right? So, and then there's also, okay, so it's kind of bullshit, but I kind of understand what happens. So then Pedro took a lot of picture with her. So Pedro saw that, I'm not in his head, Pedro Pascual, but he saw the hate that I was getting, and he was like, yo, she's new, I don't want her to get hate. He knew that because she was playing a hated character. And like I told you, Abby was really hated. People were dead threat, people were aggressive, people hated on the voice actress, not actress, voice actress. And yeah, so he took some picture with her to protect her. They're like, oh, they had such chemistry. So they want me to like Abby because of that actress, not because of who she is. I like her because of who she is. Ellie, for ending sakes, she goes on all of these trips and she kills. And you realize that although we like Joel, so this is a bit of a spoiler. It is a bit of a spoiler, but even though we like Joel, Abby was justified. Ellie killed people. She almost killed the entire village just for this one person, right? And Abby, she does the same thing. Abby, she kills the village. However, that village is full of the people that were used to rape and bully her friends. So they're not good people, and you know they're not good people. So they're like, okay, well, yes, you killed a lot of people, but they had a toxic mentality. So you're kind of doing the world a favor, right? So in the first game, we're seeing the same thing. In the first game, there's a group of people, right, and they're cannibals. So they're eating actual people, right? And then they capture Ellie. So we kill them, and the guy is like a PDF. So he wants to have a relationship with Ellie because she's so young, right? You can focus on a lot of young people in the apocalypse, right? So what ended up happening is what ended up happening is Ellie, she comes in, Joel saves her, but you still kill everybody, and it's a good thing because those people were cannibals. So the second when you do that, you kind of understand what happened. This is for Ellie. She could have had a perfect life. She chose revenge. Abby. Now this is why I love Abby. So she gets captured. She finds those people. Again, I'm repeating myself, but again, please understand. Okay. And then she was those characters, and then they get a friendship. Abby chose a peaceful life, away from the wolf, away from everything else, because she believed that people are wrong, right? And then she ends up finding peace. Then even Ellie, when she wants to fight, Abby's like, I don't want to fight you. Abby's like, fight me. She's like, no. The cycle of violence ends now. So Abby is the cool characters. Now, why is Last of Us a masterpiece? Why is Last of Us so intelligent? Is you are supposed to hate Abby. But you know that Abby was right. The only reason, it's crazy. You know that Joel was wrong. So Joel, amazing character. Joel, a nice guy, but Joel had the okay. So the worst thing is in the second game they explained that Joel had the answer for the antidote, which was Ellie, and all he had to do was kill one person to restore the human race, and he didn't do it. He didn't do it. So you know that Joel did the wrong thing, right? Now, in the second game, you realize that even though Ellie was this close to finding the cure, the answer was not the cure. It wasn't Ellie. The answer was never Ellie. It could have been Ellie. Ellie was the closest thing that they had for an answer, but it wasn't the answer. It wasn't the answer. So, Joel, even though, so it's quite complex. Joel, by choosing to save Ellie versus saving the human race, was wrong because it's the need of the many versus the need of the few. Now, because of the second game information, Joel becomes he becomes justified to do what he did, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because Joel still didn't know that. Joel died before you get any information, and she wasn't the answer, right? So yeah, so Joel did the right thing, saving her, but we don't know that. So Abby, whose father was killed, just wants revenge, right? And once she has the revenge, she's done. She's done. She's done. She doesn't need anything. She's moving on. Ellie, she's willing to do anything and everything, and she wants her revenge too, but she has this perfect life and she give it up, right? So you know that Abby deep down is right. And the first game, we spent the whole first game telling you how much we love Joel and how much we love Ellie and how much we love the two of them. And at the end, it doesn't matter. They could kill babies or dogs or puppies, and you'd be like, yo, I love Joel. I like Joel, right? Which is horrible, right? At the end, he's wrong. And now Abby is right. And The Last of Us is the reason why this is such a perfect game is because the second one, you just ate on Abby because you like Joel, but you understand why she did it. And again, I'm going to repeat myself, but Abby, once she has a revenge, right? So there's also the sense of, okay, so Abby, so I didn't say something that's super important. Abby, she brings a group of friends to kill Joel. Now, this group of friends followed her because they were friends, but they also did something else. The father of Abby was a important figure during the Wolf. He was a very important guy. He had leadership. He was someone that was respected. So Abby, she brings people and she said, hey, we need to kill that guy because he killed my father. And people are like, okay, I like your father, so let's do it, right? Ellie kills everybody, right? Even though the only person that killed his father was Joel, right? She could have went after Ellie. She could have went after Tommy because they were present. She didn't. She had Joel. She finished. Ellie didn't care. You were there, fuck you, right? You were there, fuck you. And it's nuts because I don't know. It's such an emotional thing. The first time I played this, I needed a break after that. I needed a break. It was so amazing, so freaking amazing. Also, the second game is better because it's a bit more open world. You have side mission, you have side content. There's like a bank where you get a really good weapon. And once you get in the bank, you get stuck in there and get killed. It's also, see, the second game. So the first game is like, okay, well, I still want my old life. So we learn about what happened during the pandemic. Second game, we're kind of like, there's an example where Dina, she's Jewish. And Dina, she says, hey, this is a mosque, let's go check it out. Or this is a mosque. I know a mosque is for Muslim. What is it? There's a specific word for Jewish temple. I don't know what it is, I'm sorry guys. They study the Torah, right? And then we talk about the story of religion. And it's not super important, but it's a cool moment because, you know, it's serves the purpose of, okay, well, this is the past. This is understanding the past, this is understanding where we're coming from, and this understanding what is going on, right? So it doesn't serve this humongous purpose, but it does serve a purpose. And it's just, what am I saying that? Because the whole first game feels like, okay, well, this is a new apocalyptic world, it's survive. In the first game, and I talked about how much I love finding resources, and how scarce the resources was. And you find a lot of killings, and you find military zone, and it's rough. It's rough. So, for example, the very first scene, going to a place, and there's one infected, and he gets killed. So you actually see this scene get infected, right? You're seeing guerrilla, you're seeing mafia, right? In the second game, it's like, okay, well now we know that there's no antidote. We know that there's nothing we can do. Let's survive. It is more so about living in this world and surviving in this world, which is a very different thing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's why Last of Us is a masterpiece. Spent one game making me love a character that ended up being wrong. Did the second game avenging the first character, even though I know it was wrong. And then a lot of people will apologize for Ellie for her action. You kind of get it. She did do this for revenge, but at the same time, she went way too far. She wasn't justified. Was she justified to kill Abby? Sure. But at the same time, there's okay. So what I'm not saying is they meet it. So you don't remember the third day, the 3 days I talk about? They end up meeting, and Ellie doesn't manage to kill Abby, right? But she gets safe. Abby tells her, "No, I'm not gonna fight you. Go away." And Ellie's like, "I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you." And it's like, "No, let's not fight." She loses Jesse. Jesse gets a headshot. Jesse gets headshot. And Ellie, instead of understanding that, okay, that's enough, Abby leaves Dina and Ellie alone. Why did she do that? Right? And Ellie, she should have said, you know what? This is the most important part. And then she still goes on. So yeah. See, why am I saying this? I don't think I'm portraying how important it is of Abby and Ellie's interaction. Abby, for multiple times during the game, she shows, hey, I'm not your enemy, right? And Ellie, instead of understanding it, she still wants revenge, right? And Abby does the purpose. She makes the effort not kill her. She knows. So it's kind of complex. She knows that Ellie is the one that killed her friend, right? But then her friend wasn't really her friend. Like, for example, the guy that she fucks, he's just using her. So Ellie does a good thing by killing him. There's another friend, but she's pregnant, right? And Ellie kills her. There's another friend that there's a lot. Almost all her friends did something that was not cool, right? The only one I care about was Manny. Manny was a cool dude. Then Manny was a cool dude, but he spits on Joel, so you like fuck him. But Manny was a good dude. However, Manny was killed by the resistance group. So it wasn't Ellie. So yeah, he's the one of the gang that I liked. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. That's for life, baby. For life. So again with the total storage. Well, we've been playing the tower for 4 hours, so that's kind of obvious. So that you can see the darker side of me. No more watching. And then what I have become. Only believe. This animal, choo-choo-doo-doo, choo-choo-doo-choo-doo, choo-choo-doo-choo-choo, choo-choo-doo-choo-choo-choo. Don't you get this love? So many times I tried, but I'm still caged in. So what if you can see the darker side of me? No one will ever change this animal I have become. I will believe it's not the real me. Somebody help me change the this animal. This animal. Take a big breath. Never just to look you forward. It's a bit of a ball in my head. Good to know. Back under and la 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 la. Everybody's singing. Oh yeah, can't wait till I get home. And I swear that you really make it right. Oh, and yeah, can't wait till I get home. And be good the best. Shit, we say 8, 7, 7, 6, 5, 5, 6, 11, 18. 18, 22. Do I get home? Where do you? We make this road. 28. You can't wait till I get home. Get home. Do 6 days. Say that I need, and even though you mean so much to me, I can wait till everything. It is really happening. I said I'll never be happy again. Never did the best to just be friends. And boy, that you can wait. And it happened eventually. La 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 la. And everybody's singing la 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 la. But everybody's singing la 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 la. Everybody's singing la. Don't believe everything that we know. Never let go. Just you know. That's it. I could have never let you go, and I never did. Could have never let you fall, and I never did. Didn't have a chance, and I never did. Never made right there. Yeah. I'm going crazy. go, and I never did. I said I'll never let you fall, no, no, it didn't have a chance, and I never did. It's all around me right there. Again, I said I'll never let you go, and I never did. A challenge. These. Bonjour. Oh, this is awkward. Oh. Bonjour. Oh, this is much harder than I expected. Um. I just wanted to make you think. I don't know how the food is, but the ladies here are delectable. But the eye candy is dignified, is something akin Willy Wonka. Nothing fair move. Excuse me. Base. Thank you. And I never did. I said I never let you fall. I was meant to. Didn't have a chance, and I never did. But hey, it was lovely. Yes. Farewells. Oh. And I never let you fall, and I never did. I said I never let you go, and I never did. I said I never let you go, and I never did. I said I never let you go, and I never did. Words unspoken, and the reason for the broken. We'll never look back when you think of me. You were once so spinning, and I'm not sure that the world of will learn. None of us do. I can't do the make good love. I think I'll do it for you. I'm trying to talk to you, but if you run, I'll try to take your hand. Unspoken, but I breathe for the broken. So look back when you think of me. All I want is a place to call my own. All I want to feel the love. You know you keep your hopes up high and you and your head down low. When you think of me, all I want is a place to call my own. You feel so lonely. You know you keep your hopes up. All I want is a place to call my own. You keep your hopes up. You take it from me. You take it on your side. Everything seemed perfect, not a worry in the world. There, little warfare. You want to the whole world is gonna make. Shook. I'll be the death of what you. Promise that you remember me. It's you. It's you. Remember that. Promise that you remember me. And blessing me on your days. You're the first time.